What's up, family? Welcome back to yet another valuable video. Now, I'm going to be focusing the markets for this week. I'm going to be particularly concentrating on Nasdaq, gold, and of course your DXY. We're going to also go into some news that we're going to be getting this week, as well as I just want to give somebody a prophetic word as we're stepping into the last 3 months of this year. It says in the book of Isaiah 60 verse 1. I'm reading over here. It says in the Amplified Classic Edition, arise from the depression and the prostration in which circumstances have kept you. Rise to a new life. Shine, be radiant with the glory of God. For your light has come and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. That is a prophetic word to somebody that feels like giving up, to somebody that has allowed the circumstances of life to keep them down. I just want to tell you, it is your time to arise. It's never too late. The impact, the actions that you're going to do now, it's going to impact you on or in the next year or even in the few months that are left. So do not give up. Anyway, let's jump straight into this or into the analysis. Okay, family. So we are looking at our Forex Factory over here. This is from the 29th as I'm recording this video on a Monday all the way to the 3rd of October, the new month. Okay, so we can see on Tuesday here we're expecting AUD news. I've taught you guys a strategy here to trade the RBA interest rate decision. It's going to be powerful, very impactful on your AUD USD as well as pound AUD. Okay, and then of course on that same day we do have the job openings as well, quite a powerful indication of what's going to happen on your NFP. We got the next day, rather on the 1st of October, Wednesday, we've got the non-farm employment change, or the ADP, and that is also a very important indication for what's going to happen for NFP. We also have the manufacturing MPI over here with God, as well as when it comes to the Swiss franc now on the 2nd of October, Swiss franc, we've got the CPI. I also did a strategy for that. Do check it out. For the dollar, we got the unemployment claims, and then Friday, we have 4 events all at once, I believe. For the US dollar, we got the hourly earnings, we got, of course, the NFP itself and the unemployment rate. Then for pound, we have the government, of course, speaks over there, and as well as for the US dollar, we got the services MPI. Okay, so that's some of the events to look out for. This is set according to my local time, South African time, so you can just change your local time zone though and save it. It's gonna let you know exactly when it's gonna come out in your local time. Now, let's go over here on, I'm gonna start with DXY, because DXY, in all the events that I've spoken about, it is gonna help us get a bit of the right perspective in terms of picture, what's gonna happen. And we do pray for the grace to really predict this accurately. Otherwise, it's all up to, not necessary argument, just that we can see eye to eye or show each other exactly what I have missed. If I confirm and correlate with yourself, let me know as well. This can really help greatly every person that is watching this. Let's jump straight into it. Now, I'm just trying to break down price action here, and what I always do is to figure out the trend. Okay, so I'm gonna take my highlighter. I'm gonna start all the way here. We can see that was a lower high, lower low. We can see that another lower low, lower high, and of course we are around about at equal highs over here. So the last lower low or lower high is this one. Why am I doing that? With structure breaking down, validating, I'm trying to see if the trend that we're in is going to be bearish or bullish. In this case, I can still confidently say I can still look at the market being bearish. Now we're going to break it down smart money wise. Now in that case, I'm going to take my break of structure. I have rebroken. We just merely spiked into it, so I can say this is liquidity because we just sort of just touched into that or slightly swept it. Now we can just see a break of structure here that took place. In fact, I can take this whole thing here because that was just merely a sweep as well. Can just take my highlighter, put it over there. It was just merely a sweep, so we did have a break of structure. Market did pull back, it took some liquidity, created a lower high. So this was the impulse that the market created, and then we're currently here. Now if we're gonna of course take this whole order block right here, as you can see it, in fact we can just say supply for argument's sake. We can see where the market is, okay, in terms of sort of mitigating that whole supply on the daily time frame. By the way, family, we currently in a bit of a change around. Let me just go to the 4H and see exactly what we have in terms of structure. We're impacted by a lot of price action here. It was sort of almost ranging, but I could say it was creating lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. So I can confidently say we can actually be selling. We did actually touch this level so many times, retesting it as that nice supply over there, okay, that so it's quite clear in this case that we can actually still carry on selling a bit furthermore. I'm looking at this this demand here that people can be looking at buying from if they're not aware. I don't know who trades DXY. I personally just use it for analyzing. Now we can actually have this breaking below that, coming back or pulling back, and then going to actually take this liquidity here of equal lows. It's a small sweep, so the market definitely is going to take it out. That's what I'm looking forward to happening this week. We're looking at about 5 candlesticks on the daily time frame. On the 4-hourly, yeah, that's going to be a lot of candlesticks, but yeah, 4 candlesticks taking place. I'm looking at least mitigating and taking out this low over here on this prices of around about 96.78 for. That's what I'm looking at in terms of DXY. It's a bit of a bearish sentiment for the DXY. Now let's go on to gold. I do love gold. I've been trading gold quite as of recent in correlation with DXY. It's just amazing. Okay, now gold, as you can see, we've been trending up. It's a bit of a bot. I don't suppose that the market will sell on it. Maybe a slight pullback, then we continue, because if we're seeing a bit of bearish momentum or bearish signs on DXY, it means the opposite on gold. So we may find ourselves actually buying further. Now, how I trade gold when it's like this, I use what we call institutional zones. I may do a video on it. Let me just touch slightly on it. As you can see here, the current price that we're at, gold likes to move in 50s. So if you add 50 on whole numbers, so let me show you what I'm talking about here. We're gonna go all the way to 800 because that's the last whole number, that price we are at. Okay, gold is kind of good when you can't figure out. Then you can add another 50, so round about at 850. So I'm doing something new for some of you guys. Okay, this is how you figure out. It depends as well on other pairs. Okay, then with this, then you can slightly just put your Fibonacci right where price meets. Then you're able to sort of just trade off those specific zones here. So the chances of it that as we push up, it's gonna go up there. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It's gonna go up there to that 850, pull back and probably break it. Okay, let's go into, this is the 4H. Yeah, it's all right. Let's go into the H1 and just show you exactly what I'm talking about. This is how it looks. From 850, it can go all the way into 900s. Now I'm predicting gold on the basis, number one, it has not broken any lower, higher low. So therefore we still confirm our bullish trend. As you can see here, if I can just do a rough sketch with my zoom tools, look at this. This was the last higher high, higher low, and we yet to now create a new higher high, probably today or tomorrow, and then pull back into this price. If we're pulling back all the way to mitigate the fair value gap, then buy. Okay, that can take place within this week. I mean, that's the H1 over there. So that's my prediction on gold. Let's see how Nasdaq is taking place. I got a few opportunities on Nasdaq last week as we're trading as well in the mentorship group. Trading with just one consistent strategy that's been proving itself to be quite profitable. And I will get to talk about that strategy, but as you saw, I'm introducing something new to you guys on gold that will help you trade off institutional levels as gold arrives, especially when there's no much structure you'll have to look out for. Okay, let's go into Nasdaq now. I'm back on the daily time frame here on Nasdaq. We can still break down structure. We have got higher highs. Oh, that's a little bit much here. Let me use this drawing tool. We've got that higher high, higher low. We'll need to go to the 4H here to just scan structure as best as I can. Let's go to the 4H. Now on the 4H, we can see that the last higher low was this point here, all visible to the eye. So if we have broken structure, this is just, I would call it, what we'll call it, in range. So this is the swing low, this is the swing high, and of course this is your in range market. So I wouldn't count this as your chalk or your change of character. If it breaks this on the basis of the 4H, then that would be what I would consider a directional bias. In this case, as you can see, this reacted off this demand, and then now we are actually buying. So I can be expecting Nasdaq to be buying on the basis that if we can just break this high here, and we are quite near it, we don't have any triple R that can break or prevent this. We can be doing something like this, and then we can be going further. So if you can just break above that, retest here, I think that will be absolute crystal clear buys for this kind of setup on Nasdaq. Okay, if you can go all the way to the H1, it provides a little bit more clarity. We can expect a lot of volume to be breaking above that high there and retest it. Then we're going to new heights. Yeah, there's a specific way as well of adding figures on Nasdaq. Again, that is probably available in our mentorship as well. You can contact us if you're interested in being nurtured, in being mentored, and so forth. Yeah, and if you're looking for any type of discount or so forth, we'll see when we can arrange that. But so far, the price that is displayed on our website, that is what is available there. Okay, so let's just revisit. I'm looking forward to DXY selling or bearish in this week of NFP. I'm looking for gold to be more into the buys, and I'm looking at Nasdaq to be more onto the buys as well. The events that are going to be coming out this week, especially all the US dollar events coming out this week prior to just NFP day, when they come out, whether they're positive or negative, they will give you, when you combine all of those events, they give you a hindsight, sort of a sneak peek what's going to happen onto NFP, especially the unemployment claims. Okay, thank you so much guys for watching this. Don't mind my voice, it's because of prayer, but nevertheless, thank you so much. I will see you guys on the next video. God bless you.